And it is the most un-American idea that a private corporation can take private land for private gain.
You're upset about Northern Pass wanting to take your Campton land?
I am very upset, and I own property with 7 other siblings that my father left to us. In fact, he would have been 83 tomorrow, and it just breaks my heart. I found out about the Northern Pass project in November. I have a neighbor that's an electrician, and he knew somebody that works on electrical lines, and he asked, do you know anything? You know, haven't you heard about this? And he said no. And initially it was going to be on an alternate route that was going to go by my house. And then I found out...
So what are you saying? You were never contacted directly about losing your land?
I was not contacted, no.
Have you been contacted since?
I have not. I've had to do the contacting. I did walk my property with my sister.
When did you do that?
And discovered, it was actually this spring, and discovered we had wetland designations.
You mean someone was there on your land?
Yes.
And what do you mean by designations?
There were pink ribbons tied to branches where they had designated wetlands. So we knew they had been on the property. If you are watching this, please get activated and contact your senators, contact your neighbors. This is not good for New Hampshire. We need to stop this Northern Pass.
Is anyone paying you to say this, Gail?
No. No one is paying me to say this. This is coming strictly from the heart. I'm very passionate about this. I've never been an activist before, and it's just unbelievable. And I've done a lot of research. When I first heard about it, I thought, oh, you know, power lines, but I did some very thorough research.
So you're missing work right now?
I am. Please do not take this land away from my family. I'm just devastated.
Good afternoon. My name is Rick Sampson, and I'm from Stewartstown, New Hampshire. I was born, raised, and educated in Lancaster with my wife of 46 years.
Now what's that orange dot above your head, Mr. Sampson? I see a balloon.
That is a 10-foot helium balloon, 135 feet in the air, the proposed height of the Northern Pass Towers.
That is way taller than the trees.
It's about twice to 2.5 times as high as the trees. And that's what Northern Pass is intending to do to our state.
Oh, I almost lost it off the top of the camera. I gotta go up to get it. So, Mr. Sampson, what does it matter if there are tall towers?
I've lived in this state my entire life. I've fought 2 wars for this country, Vietnam and Iraq, and I cherish this state almost as much as I cherish my family. And what they're intending to do to our state is not only illegal but immoral in this country and in our state. These towers and this line will not impact our family or our property in any way.
You mean you're not even going to see it from where you live?
We will not see it from our house.
Then what drives you, Mr. Sampson?
The fact that a foreign country and company is taking our land by eminent domain for private profit and ruining the one resource that northern New Hampshire has left, and that's tourism and beauty.
What do you mean by taking? Taking, do they pay anyone for the land?
They will pay little or nothing for the land. They are threatening to take it by eminent domain.
How much land?
As much as they need. They're trying to expand the current right-of-ways, and they're trying to install a new 40-mile right-of-way in the northern part of the state, which has no transmission lines at all at this time. The eminent domain issue, they will take people's property and their houses, probably houses that have been paid for, and these people will be left with a small sum of money and no place to go and nothing to buy.
Do you think any land will be reserved for these people?
No, absolutely none.
Any reservations set up at all?
No. This is all about taking and not giving. Hydro Quebec will take and give nothing in return.
Now what allows Hydro Quebec to take American land without a war starting? You said you were in 2 wars.
Our state Senate has sold us down the river with the eminent domain bill, and our governor. They refuse to stand up to Hydro Quebec, as does Senator Shaheen and Congressman Bass. We're getting no help on the federal level and very little help on the state level. These politicians have been bought and paid for by Hydro Quebec. And if you want to find the money trail, all you need to do is look at their campaign contributions. It's a crying shame what the politicians in this state have done to the residents of this state.
That's okay, Mr. Sampson. We can stop filming now.
Yeah, one of the things that I had noticed with the recent ad campaign that's running on the state Channel 9, WMUR, with the Northern Pass commercials, is they're putting a face to their propaganda. And after doing some research, I discovered that Bob, the gentleman who has the power line in his front yard and he doesn't see what the big deal is, it turns out that Bob used to be the police chief in Franklin, and he's now currently a selectman in Franklin. So he's not really a public member of the public, he's more a public official for a municipality that's going to benefit from this project. And then we've also got Ray, who was the building contractor, small businessman, and it turns out that Bob's also the president
Ray
is the president of the Trades Association.
So even though they're not actors, they're certainly not the common people.
They're not the common people, and to a certain extent they have a financial benefit, a financial relationship with Northern Pass, be it the Trades Association taking a donation or being a selectman for a town that claims to have a financial benefit to the involvement with Northern Pass. I'm a resident and citizen of New Hampshire. I'm from New Hampton, and I'm involved in the fight against Northern Pass because, well, there's a great many reasons, but primarily it's the inappropriate use of eminent domain. My land isn't affected. I know people who will lose land to this project if it goes forth, and it is the most un-American idea that a private corporation can take private land for private gain.
So what drives you, other than the unfairness? What drives you?
Simply the unfairness. In America, it's we the people, and throughout this project I'm realizing that not only have our government bodies, but our government agencies have been captured by the influence of money, the influence of corporate lobbying, and it's not what America is about. The other reason that I think it's important for everyone in the state to stand up against Northern Pass is because of the precedent-setting nature of this. If Northern Pass goes forward, then who's to say they're not going to try and put a power line through the seacoast in Portsmouth? And people throughout the state need to realise that throughout the state, the people who are wearing orange and standing up to Northern Pass are defending their property rights as well as their own.
So you're saying that Northern Pass could take anyone's property at any time?
I'm saying any project similar to Northern Pass. It might not be Hydro Quebec, it might not be Northern Pass, but once that precedent is set, that we allow a private business entity to use eminent domain, the inappropriate use of eminent domain to take somebody's land, then it could happen anywhere in the state, anytime in the future.
The survey crew, I just stopped and saw you.
Yes, my name is Jon Wilkinson. I work for the state of New Hampshire, and I'm a survey crew chief.
And you've got nothing to do with Northern Pass. I'm going to zoom in on your button there.
Absolutely nothing.